If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high-quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Kristen, how's it tracking?
With Carvana Value Tracker.
What else?
Oh, it's tracking. In fact, Value Surge Alert trucks up 2.5%. Vans down 1.7%.
Just as predicted.
Mm-hmm.
So, we gonna...
I don't know. Could sell, could hold.
The power to always know our car's worth.
Exhilarating, isn't it?
Tracking.
Always know your car's worth with Carvana Value Tracker.
Hello, Carly here, one of your Dialogue Alley podcast co-hosts. While we don't have a new episode this week, we do have an episode from our bookshelves. In it, we discuss the lovely 20th Anniversary Slovak books illustrated by Adrian Macho. This particular episode is fourth in a series called the Magic in a Box series, and these books really are quite magical. Enjoy!
3 up, 2 across, tap that play button 3 times, and walk through the archway into Dialogue Alley. Hello and welcome to the podcast. Dialogue Alley is a show all about Harry Potter books, book translations, and all other things magical. I am Melanie from the Harry Potter collection, and with me today is Erik from Nocturne Erik.
Hello.
And Carly from All the Pretty Books.
Hello!
And hello to you guys. If you're new to our podcast, welcome. We are 3 Harry Potter book translation collectors talking about Harry Potter books because we love them and we want you to love them too. And hopefully that's why you're here, is because you love them and you want to hear more things about them.
Yep.
Yeah, because, I mean, I want to say, like, what is there to be said that hasn't been said about Harry Potter? Well, let me tell you, listeners, a lot, actually, because we're like, what, almost 60 episodes in, and...
Oh, wow,
yeah. We're still going.
We're talking about stuff that no one else has talked about on a podcast, so...
I know.
How about that?
So look
Pretty
at us
cool.
go.
How about them apples? I know.
How about them apples?
Because...
we were playing board games yesterday with my 5-year-old, and she pulled out Apples to Apples, and she's like, I want to play the Apple game. And I was like, I don't think we're ready for the Apple game yet.
Oh, oops. One day, little one.
Someday.
Someday.
That day is not today. And Melanie, I'm kind of disappointed that you don't have nicknames prepared for us this episode.
I don't. I'm so sorry. I don't know. My head is like fogged up because I've been watching so much Bluey lately. Like, it's all I can really think about. And I have to like really switch gears to get back onto the Harry Potter game because, I mean, this should be news, but it's not Harry Potter news. But the new season of Bluey is out on Disney Plus, and I am about it.
Well, and I am disappointed and jealous because I said that to my kids this morning, like super excited, like, hey kids, new Blueys are out. And they're like, I want to watch Spidey. Amazing Friends. And I was like, we're on the same one season of Spidey. We've watched each of these like 15 times. Like, there's new Bluey. It's more for me.
Oh, it's so good. There were definitely a few that I was laughing out loud. And I was watching it before, and my dad was in the room, and he's like, I'm pretty sure this show is more for you than it is for her. And I'm like,
100%.
Yeah. But you know what's better than Bluey?
What?
It's Harry Potter books. And I think we should get into our news so we can talk about some Harry Potter books that have just arrived at the Erik household.
Good transition.
Thanks.
All right. Well, we have some exciting news. I think I teased in the last episode that I might have some books coming, and guess what? Come they did. All the way from Thailand. And I think we've talked about this many times on previous episodes about shipping from other countries, and DHL gets an A+ in my shipping scorecard, because every time I've had anything sent to me DHL, it's always come fast, it's always come on time.
They're always
and the condition has always been great. Yeah. So when I was emailing the publisher about this Thai box set that we've talked about before that I just had to buy. You convinced me to buy it.
Yay.
I know. I did it.
I told you so.
I have a little funny story. I'll tell you about it in a sec. But when this book came and the publisher was like, okay, we have dispatched your order via DHL. I was like, yes, DHL.
That means
And
it'll
it came,
get here.
It'll get here. It came 4 days before the expected estimation arrival time or whatever. So that was great. Everything was in great condition. It was packed beautifully. There was bubble wrap around everything. There was styrofoam that my kids love to play with that I had to vacuum up off the carpet. But anyway, I got the new Thai box set, and it's spectacular. It's really, really awesome. And I don't know if you two have the bonus cards that came with it, but I got a set of bonus cards on top of the already bonus cards that comes with it.
They're amazing.
I have 2 sets of cards that came with it. So
Oh, you got 2
really cool.
sets of cards.
I got 2 sets of cards. Yeah.
Of the same cards?
No, they're different.
What?
There's like the cover art cards, and then there's like some Quidditch people cards.
Oh, I might have that.
So-
I don't know.
It wasn't even part of. Thanks. It wasn't even part of the set. Like when I unboxed this package, like the bonus cards were on top of the styrofoam that covered the box set. So that was kind of cool. But I will say, if you want to get this set, you definitely still can. You can email the publisher, which is Nanmee Books, Nanmee, and they have a contact email on their website, and they will ship it to you. I will say the cost of shipping is about the cost of the books. So,
Yeah.
That's kind of alarming for some. However, to us that collect translations from other countries and have been doing so for quite some time, that's just kind of part of the cost.
And
so,
it's honestly for as much, because that set weighs a bit because it's hardcover. So it
does.
wasn't
It's a pretty
surprising.
large box,
yeah.
too.
And
yeah, so
such a beautiful set. I
defi-
told you you'd love it.
I
Melanie
know.
did too.
You both told me.
Yeah.
You both told me. So, I got that. It's great. I put it on my shelf. My daughter opened it up and she thought it was super great. We unboxed it together. That was so exciting.
Right?
But I
Isn't
will
it like
say-
a dollhouse? It's like, it's a cute little
It
like
is.
Hogwartsy dollhouse. It's so cool.
It is. I almost didn't want to like open all the stuff so that she'd be like, "Oh, I want to play with that again." Like, nah, I'm gonna put this on the shelf.
No, it's boring. It's just books.
It's so boring. Ugh, books. But because you have to do all this corresponding with the publisher via email, and I live in the United States, which is almost exactly 12 hours difference than Thailand, it was like a 4 or 5 day process to email to get this like transaction completed. It was like, hey, do you have these books available? Yes, we do. Great. I'd like to buy them. Okay. Here is the link to buy them. Okay. I have bought them via the link. Thank you. What is your phone number? Here is my phone number. Great. I will ship them to you. Thank you. Like that was like a week of correspondence because it was, I'd wake up and I'd have an email waiting. So I'd respond. And then whoever was on the other end would get that email when they would get to work the next day. So it was a long process, but it was not difficult. It just took a few days.
And
to
the
get
box
that
set is
transaction completed.
phenomenal.
It is worth every penny. If you like Harry Potter books in the slightest and you want to kind of add something with some definite pizzazz to your shelf, I highly recommend the Thai 20th anniversary box set. You will not be disappointed. Both of you convinced me to get it just by talking about it for 40 minutes. So, ta-da, there it is.
Good.
Good. And guys, I know you're stoked to hear, but there's a new Vera Bradley pattern on the horizon.
I literally just added that for your wife because I knew
Is
she'd
it-
be excited to hear about
Is it the one on the apron?
It is on an apron. But
I saw someone post a picture of their apron.
here's the thing is like right before we started recording, I was on the Vera Bradley website, like trying to look at all of the things to decide what I wanted. And the site is like down, so I can't like see anything and it's making me sad. But I think this is my favorite. It might be my second favorite, or it might be my favorite pattern of like the 5 Vera Bradley patterns that have come out.
Please
Harry
describe
Potter.
this pattern to those that have not seen it.
Well,
Wow.
it is it's a black background and it's very colorful. If you're like a Vera Bradley, like classic Vera Bradley nerd like I am, it goes kind of back to some of the more iconic coloring that Vera would do, so such as like rainbowy, bold colors. More paisleys are like kind of throughout it, but it has like these little really cute versions of like creatures and Harry Potter characters and things that you would know, and artifacts that you would know, like are just designed really adorably throughout. Like there's Fluffy sleeping next to a harp. There are some pixies like flying away. Just really, really adorable. It's so cute. I need it.
You love that
need
stuff.
I do. I have at least one thing from every Vera Bradley series that's come out, except the Luna Lovegood one. I didn't get it because the one bag that I really liked was like the most expensive one. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do it. But this pattern being my favorite one, I'm probably going to get something.
Well, and I appreciate that you included this for my wife, because she's going to be listening and being like, oh, we got to get it. No, we got to get it.
It's so good. Necessary.
Although,
very necessary.
Maybe when this episode comes out, though, I'll be back at work teaching, and then she won't be able to say that. But then she'll text me and be like, oh, Vera Bradley, new one.
Well, necessary. It's so cute.
Necessary. But if you were not already, like, super thrilled about the new Vera Bradley pattern, well, let me tell you, there is now an exclusive Ollivander Funko Pop that is coming out. Hey-o!
Oh, I have to get the Ollivander Funko Pop. As much as I'm not a Funko Pop person.
I don't know
have to
anything
get an
about this.
Ollivander.
Melanie, you guys got to talk about this. I don't know anything about
I have
Funko
to get
Pop.
an Ollivander because it was my dog for 15 years.
I know. I knew you were gonna need an Ollivander, but it's an exclusive one to FunCon. FunCon is doing it, and it's going to be a Funko Shop exclusive. And it's because, last episode we talked about how they did the whole Hogsmeade, like the buildings with the character, to kind of replicate what they did with the Diagon Alley ones with the last wave. So now that's why the Ollivander is, I guess, going to be the exclusive. So it's Ollivander with Ollivanders in the background.
That's fun.
It's so cool. I did think originally that this you were only going to be able to buy in store, but they will be available online. I am not gonna actually I can say where it's going to be, because by the time this episode comes out, this will have already happened. But there's like a link for it where you can get it. You just type it into Google. I mean, it's easy enough to find.
I need the link.
But you should. I just posted it. Yeah, I just posted it in our Discord, mainly for myself as a reminder of where to find the link. I posted it in our Discord in the "We Don't Talk About Funko Pops" little subsection.
I love that section. I never go there though.
So we don't talk about Funko Pops.
I think I started that section actually, just so that you guys could stop talking about it on the other Discord channels that we have.
Well, I needed a place.
I got sick of hearing them. I know, everyone needs a place to talk about them. Which is why, if you like anything about Harry Potter, you will find something to talk about on our Discord page.
Mm-hmm.
Fun facts.
Our Discord puts the fun in Funko Pops. And then finally...
Joke of the show.
Dad joke of the show. finally, pretty cool news because we just had an episode about audiobooks not too long ago with our friend Harrison, and the Chinese audiobooks are out for the first time ever. There's an official Chinese audiobook that you can get, and they have pretty cool art that we've seen, and it's just cool that, we talked about how a lot of these languages don't have an official audiobook, and some that you may, not think, some that you would think would have one, like Chinese, but apparently not. So Chinese is out now, and you can get it. If you speak Chinese, you can get an audiobook. Pretty exciting.
Very awesome.
The artwork for it is also really cool. Sorry, there was like a little bit.
I was going to ask about the
a little
artwork
bit of
for that. I haven't
time.
seen it.
Is it
original?
Gorgeous. Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
I'd
totally.
love to see it on books, but
But then we'd have to find and buy
art-
them.
Yeah, I know. Ugh, books. So many books, but it is original artwork, and it really is very beautiful, like kind of almost like an anime kind of ish style.
Oh, very cool.
It's very colorful.
Very colorful, beautiful.
It's
They're
very,
beautiful.
like very vibrant covers. Yeah, absolutely. If it was on a book, I'd buy it. I don't know if I'd buy a digital copy. Just 'cause
No,
that's not what
I
collect,
want
but I know
tangible.
that people do collect audiobooks now, and I think
Yep.
more people than ever are now starting to collect audiobooks. Am I right? Maybe?
I think so.
Possibly.
Now's the time.
I would like to see it going that way.
It's very cool.
Well, I think they're pretty easy to collect. If they're out, you can just get them.
Well,
Like new ones, especially.
new ones, just like regular ones.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're hard to find, just like ours.
I'm very impressed that the Chinese books have come out with a lot of unique art in the past few iterations, honestly.
They
like the
have,
audiobooks
and they're
that-
really lovely.
Yeah, with like those comic book style
Mhm.
ones that have occurred.
I
I
know.
know
I
the-
still have to finish that set.
Ditto. I
they're-
need 2 through 7.
they're
of
actually-
those.
They're actually like very readily available on
American Amazon.
Mm.
yes, but they're cheaper on Book Depository. I was like,
Oh.
Really?
I was like goofing. Yeah, I was goofing around on there the other day, and I saw
I've not thought to
almost
look
all
for
of them.
at
I
Book
think.
Depository for those.
Yeah, because I think I need volumes like 11 through 20 because it's 20 volumes total.
Yeah,
Because I have the first 4 books, whatever it is. There's
They're
there's 20
beautiful. I love
volumes,
them.
but they're beautiful, beautiful covers.
Yep.
So
Didn't Japanese also come out with new covers about the same time as the Chinese?
yeah,
yeah.
and they're little ones. They're almost, I guess they're the same size as like the teeny
As the
pocket
itty-bitty
editions.
I call
Yeah,
them
they're
the
very,
itty-bitties.
very tiny. They're very tiny, but they're the artwork on those are so
Also great.
good.
Yeah.
I only have book 1. I don't know if more than book 1 is out. This is why I wish we were recording live so Sean could tell me, hey, just so you know, more
I
than
just
book
have
1
the
is
book
out.
1 of those as well. But because I don't know of the others, to be honest.
I'm going to ask our Discord right now.
Good call.
You could. And while we're talking about them, I can say that getting another box set, which is not what I collect, the Thai one that just arrived, like my shelves, which I thought had more space than I would ever need, are starting to kind of fill up a little bit. Like, not in a bad way. I still have stuff that I can move around. I have those kind of, I have 2 of my shelves. I have Billy shelves from IKEA. I think we all can agree that Billy's are a nice option. to
Billy's are
have for your
great.
books. Oh, yeah. But 2 of my shelves have this cool, I don't know what you'd call it. It's like a metal L, and it kind of sits in the shelf so that you don't put books in there typically. You just kind of lay them flat, and you can see the cover of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
So,
like
I
that.
have
That's
2 of
like
my-
I know what option you're talking about. It's really neat.
Yeah, and it's discontinued, actually. Jenny in our Discord was
Oh,
going
that makes
to
me
IKEA.
sad.
I know, me too. She was going to IKEA, and she asked what those were called, and I was looking around, and by the time I got back to her, she said they were already. She found what they were called, and they've been discontinued for about a year. So
That makes me sad.
that's kind of disappointing.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I feel like getting all of those Chinese comic book style books would be too much of a space issue. For
They're
me
so,
personally.
Eric, they're so
I
small.
know.
They're so
I know,
small.
They're
but
so
If you were to
precious.
get
I have so
any
many books.
if you were to get any Japanese set, this is the one to get because
No, I mean the Chinese ones.
Oh, well, they're all great.
Oh, I was going to say, just don't even worry about the Chinese ones then. Just get the Japanese ones, which are teeny tiny. They're
Okay.
so small. They take up so little room. So I am seeing actually via MuggleNet that they had like a link to where you could buy these new editions, and it looks like 1 through 3 are out
Okay.
of the Japanese itty bitty new cover.
I love
art.
those. I love them.
Yeah, I see 1 through 3. They're so good. So good.
Do you know if 1 through 3 came out at the same time, or is it being released by book?
I
think
feel
by
like they're
book.
being released by book. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think they're all just like dropping. I don't think they're dropping the whole set. I think you have to like wait a little bit. But they're on Amazon Japan. Like you can get them on Amazon.
Oh,
Japan.
I love Amazon Japan.
Amazon.
It's a great site.
Amazon.
Amazon Japan.
Making up words
Yeah.
there, Eric.
Amazon. It's a ZH combo.
We like
Je.
that. We like
It's
that.
a zh. Yeah. That's it for news. I don't have any other news. That was a lot of news, actually.
It was good news.
I am too, because
It's amazing.
it might be another opportunity for me to spend some money.
Yeah,
It will be. Actually, I fully expect you to buy this while we're on today.
This is the best main segment. I'm so excited for it.
Mm.
Well, now that you've started with that,
The expectations are really high.
let me go get my credit card from the other room.
Yeah, you should actually.
And why should I, Melanie? Tell me why.
All right, here's why. Because we are today continuing with our 5 box sets that we love, and you will love them too.
Da-da-da.
Ba-bum.
We're continuing with our little like mini series with that because we have to talk
Oh.
about this box set
Very
because
emphatically. You had the Long Island accent in the because.
because. Okay. This is out of all the box sets that we've talked about on this podcast ever. This is my number 1 favorite box set.
Yeah. Yeah.
It like if we were to do a top scale on just this box set, which is essentially what we're doing by having this box set being discussed as the main segment,
It would be
it's an outstanding straight across the board.
Everything.
So obviously,
And
that's
and
like a spoiler alert, I feel like.
it is a spoiler, but I will say, if you were to tell me, it's like someone that doesn't have all the box sets, the best box set to get for Harry Potter books is the box set in this language, I would say, are you kidding?
What?
Like, no way. Like, they would come out with like that in that language? Like, that's crazy to me because not many people speak that language, which is crazy. So
No.
continue. That's just my like
Oh, but it's amazing.
sheer like number of speakers for this box set is far less than you would think.
I know.
warrants a set of this amazingness. But
I know.
I stand corrected. Here it is.
So if it's a box set that I would give an outstanding on every segment of our tot scale, obviously the box set that we're talking about today is the 20th Anniversary Slovak.
Obviously.
It just, I got goosebumps just saying it because it's like so stupid to be like this passionate about books. But
no!
this
I did
set,
too, but that's because my basement's really cold.
It's beautiful. Like, I honestly, I remember when I bought it, I was so excited. And then when it came in the mail, I swooned for like, I sent
It's-
people pictures, and no, pictures don't do it justice.
it's just, no, it doesn't, because there's so many features of the set that you would completely miss out on if you didn't get the book and you didn't feel them with your hands and you didn't experience what it was like to open the box. And I know I joke, but in all seriousness, the smell of these books,
Is the
even when you
best,
just
yeah.
open the package to reveal this box set, it is they just smell unbelievable. And it's just such a comforting smell at the end of the day. Like,
Yeah.
I wish that I could read this language just because I feel like it would just bring me to a Hogwarts library. Like, this is exactly what I could imagine it smelling like.
These are the best smelling books in my whole collection. All 7 of them. They
100%.
They actually, so the first time that I opened the box and I was unwrapping the plastic and I took book 1 out and I loved it. I remember thinking it smelled like kind of a white, yellowy cake batter is what I associate it with. And always have. And I know that sounds really weird, but it has that really wonderful smell.
It's just like, for me, it's like Amortentia, I guess, because it smells different to every
that's a
person.
good-
But it's like,
Ooh.
Really good.
right?
like
Oh my God,
these.
wait, a Harry Potter reference? Oh my God.
No way. on this show? Get
Oh my
out.
gosh. But for me, it's like, it's woodsy. It's a deep, like, not like a metallic scent, but like the scent of the ink is just so rich in these
Yeah.
books that it's just,
But the blue with the
absolutely
paper
unbelievable.
too.
yeah, that's why it's like woodsy
It's all so
and
good.
earthy. And it's just, I mean, the smell of the books alone, I feel like, make it into it's an outstanding feature of
Yeah.
the set. But in general, like, what makes this set worth getting? The cover art is brand new, unique cover art that you will only get in the entire world with this set of books.
Exactly.
And
And
the 20th Anniversary Slovak. That's it.
what did you think, Melanie, when you opened up your box set and you saw the moments they picked? They're not your usual moments.
No, honestly, I got emotional. Like,
I did too.
The picture that they chose for book 3 in particular stands out to me because
I know,
it's
that's the one I tell
it's
people about
Harry
all the time.
and
is book
Hermione.
3.
it's Harry and Hermione in the pumpkin patch, like about to save Buckbeak. So Buckbeak's on the cover, but it's not the classic, like, oh, them flying on Buckbeak, la la la, let's go save Sirius. It's them about to save Buckbeak, which is
And
like,
he's in the
that's
pumpkin patch.
it's so cute and it's so colorful and beautiful. Like, that's an absolutely stunning moment. Goblet of Fire's moment is
I was
That's
I was
another
gonna
one.
say.
Oh, no, yeah,
so,
yeah.
Okay, so
I tell
I don't
people to
have
go
this
ahead.
set. So I'm looking at all the pictures here because we know that this segment of the show, this special 5-part series, is really subtitled "Books That We're Trying to Convince Erik to Buy" because he's bought all of them so far. So maybe he'll buy this one too.
He will.
Like book 1, Quidditch, yeah. Book 2, Flying Car, yeah. Book 3, Buckbeak, yeah. Book 4, Under the Water, Second Task. Like, get out. No one's ever put that on the cover.
That's what I was gonna
they're
say.
Danish.
Right?
Danish book
That's
4
awesome.
has that, by the by.
It's
Their book
so
club
cool.
does.
And like book,
Yes, I know, but
yeah,
but
yeah,
not
yeah.
done in this
This
way.
is beautiful.
No, not in this way at all. And like book 5,
Oh,
yeah,
I love
you
that
know,
moment. I
Hall of
love book
Prophecy,
5's moment.
yeah.
I love how the
Even book
illustrator
6 go
chose
ahead.
mostly different moments than what we typically see on the covers. And what is so cool is that these are typically moments that we associate with these books, so nothing is unusual here. But they're
No, not at
not
all.
typical moments that are shown on the covers. I mean, the book 1 and book 2, okay, but book 3 onward, very different moments, and I love his depiction of all of them.
I mean, book 6, I'm looking at it's like the Across the Lake with Dumbledore to get the Horcrux that wasn't really a Horcrux. Like, that's been done in a few books, like Danish in particular stands out
Danish
to me.
does.
But book 7, and this is what makes me very excited about this, is that book 7 is the room of requirement with the fiend fire kind of going all over the place. And that was done, I believe, in the German cover that they didn't end up using. Am I right about that, or am I wrong about that?
I think you're right, actually, but I could be wrong.
I know that book 7 alternate German cover was
No,
a
it
lot
is
of
Fiendfire.
So
It is Fiendfire. I see it in my mind
Is
right
it the
now.
Fiendfire
Yes.
part? Okay.
Yes.
So,
Sorry, I
and-
was like listening, but also half listening because I'm like looking up some more information. So I'm sorry.
no,
I
you're totally
did,
fine.
I did know that.
And that book 7 German cover that didn't end up making the final print run, to me, was so cool because I'm a big orange person. It's my favorite color. And I just love it. I love the fiery craziness.
All the more
that's-
reason why you need the set, because I do feel like there are a lot of orangey undertones. It's a very warm set. The thing that makes...
you've convinced me. Like, at this point, we're only at like what makes the set worth getting, right? Of the like 6 things we're going to talk about. I'm already in. I just got to find it.
I know. I mean, that's the thing. Is like the covers are all different, but because it's a box set, and this is something that we talk about all the time, is when it's a box set that's done after the fact that the series is done, they're able to make the set more cohesive. That's why all of our books are like,
absolutely.
If you look at all of the US editions, they're all a bit different. The British editions, they have all different cover artists,
Right.
But it's all the same cover artist, and they're all done stylistically in the exact same way, where it's like an antique-y almost font. It's an antique style. It's amazing. Just everything about it. But it has like a very antique border around the image on the front. And everything is just this most warm, inviting shade of brown.
And you'll know what I'm going to say, right?
Go ahead.
The juxtaposition of colors between light and dark.
Carly.
That's a Carly.
That's a Carly word.
Especially,
Carly's
it's
zinger
very
right
prominent if you look at book 3 and book 6, especially in book 6, right? The illustrator
Absolutely,
plays
book
with
6.
light and dark very, very well, and the images pop, especially in person, Erik.
Well, yeah, I know. You've convinced me. But you guys, I'm going to Disneyland next week. I'm buying a deck. I just bought this tie box set that I don't necessarily need, but I bought anyway.
If you were to ask me...
I want to buy this art
you
print
should've-
from this awesome artist.
You should have bought this a while ago, bro.
Money.
Yeah, you made a mistake because, well, here's the thing, and I'm going to say this as like part of the bonus content, is if you got this set when the books were like almost initially released, and I don't know if this is an option now to get it through his website, but you would get it through the illustrator's website, if I'm not mistaken, and you'd get a box set where each copy was signed.
Mine is.
Exactly. Mine, every single book is signed, and also there's like a little doodle in the front. He doodled
Of
a
all of them?
Dobby. I'm pretty
For
sure
book
all
one.
of them are signed, but I think just the first
Okay.
one has a doodle.
Yeah.
So you're saying if I buy a non-signed set, we can swap book 4s?
No.
So I have at least one that's signed. by
No,
the
never.
illustrator. Okay. This is worth a try.
Never,
But-
especially because these are some of my favorite cover arts
Yes.
in the world. Like, it's not just the smell of the book. It's not just the juxtaposition. It is the cover art is so whimsical and childlike and lovely,
And so
and yet
different.
it's different enough. Like, I feel very similar about like the Johnny Duddle cover art, where that is very like youthful, because that was supposed to be like the new children's edition of the Harry Potter books, the British Harry Potter books. I feel like this is youthful enough, but the way that the covers are styled, it just makes it so it just appeals to everybody.
Yeah.
Harry ages beautifully throughout the entire series, and and he's featured, like, his image is featured quite large on book 5, and the juxtaposition between Harry in book 1 and book 5 is
drastically
just stunning.
different.
Oh, was that Carly talking there?
No, it was me.
Oh no, that was Melanie. Oh wow.
But it's true. Like, she's not wrong. Like, in book 1, we see Harry is front and center. But in book 5, like, the artist captures the emotions very well on the cover. You can't look at that book and not know that there's some somber moments in it.
And can I also just say that some of my favorite images that he did are not even the front covers, it's the back covers, because his Hagrid that he has on book 1 is probably my favorite Hagrid in the world.
I agree.
You're not going to hear me say this often on this podcast, but the Hagrid on the back of book 1 is probably the cutest Hagrid you've ever seen ever.
He's
and he's
precious.
holding this little old baby Harry in his hand, and it's like the same size as his whole hand. He's got this nice round face with this nice round beard and this big old nose and these kind of sad,
like,
soft eyes.
You just, like,
it is just great.
He is just like the sad little puppy Hagrid that, like, I'm obsessed with.
Yep. I love how the illustrator plays with the light here. He nails it. Like, look at book 3. Look at the cover of book 3. Right? Don't you want to go into Hagrid's hut?
I mean,
well,
I love
it's
always.
so, but not even just because it's Hagrid. Like, it's so inviting, right? Like, it's so warm, as Melanie said. It's so warm, and you just want to.
How many rock cakes would you eat to go into Hagrid's hut?
I'll eat all the rock cakes,
even if there's a talon in your rock cake.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll do anything for Hagrid.
Also, what's interesting is the spines of the covers get gradually darker as you go up on the books. I just had to throw that in. I think it's really cool.
Like,
it's a beautiful set, Eric. You should buy it.
I've already told you I'm going to buy this
once
set.
Once he finds it,
I am leaving for Disneyland in 2 days. When I come back from Disneyland after spending all my money there,
so in the next couple days, I will find you a link to buy. And Melanie will too. Like, we'll both find you sets to buy.
We'll find it.
Okay.
But
did we even mention the name of the artist yet?
Adrian Macho.
Adrian Macho.
Perfect.
Fabulous.
I want to give this individual as much credit as possible because, man. And the last thing I will say about the cover art, because I'm looking at all the covers in order here, like the difference between book 6 and book 7 in terms of the juxtaposition of color. It's awesome because book 6 is so dark and kind of mysterious. They're in the little boat and the water is so green and dark. And then book 7 is just so bright and yellow and orange.
But still dangerous. It's still dangerous. You still have the air of, like, bad.
Right? There's danger in both covers, but like book 6, they're just kind of sitting there idly. There's a lot of like mystery.
Right.
Book 7, there is something going on, right? If you haven't read these books yet, you're like, oh man, when do we get to the part where there's fire all around all the characters we like and things are burning to the ground and we are hoping they make it out alive? Like that to me, when we talked about the Grand Prix cover art for book 7, Melanie, when you and I talked about that.
Yes.
Like there was so much to be desired just looking at that book 7 that Grand Prix did, because it's just Harry standing there, right? Mm-hmm. Like you're like, oh, well, there's Harry. Mm-hmm. Like this, if I was to see this book for my first time, like reading book 7, or before I was going to read book 7, I'd be like, wow, I can't wait till I get to this part of the book to figure out what's going on here, versus like, oh, there's Harry standing in a field.
Well, you know what I thought, actually, when I saw Grand Prix book 7? And I'm very slow, as y'all know, with certain things. And I thought he was at the Colosseum in Rome. For about...
Oh, yeah.
That's what we said.
think,
Melanie and I both said that on the episode.
Oh.
It looks like he's at the Colosseum.
That's what I thought he was at. Like, it took me a good solid 4 years after the book was published to figure out that he was indeed not in the Colosseum in Rome and that he was at Hogwarts. I know.
Well,
I know. But
it would have been.
it looks like
It might have been more exciting if he was at the Coliseum.
Do what?
I said it might have been more exciting if he was at the Coliseum.
Quite possibly, actually. I don't know. That book, I love Grand Prix's artwork, but book 7 for me falls flat. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about other things.
No, it's not. But
I
will say, because they're both orange, this is the more exciting orange cover.
Very, by a lot. And
Well,
you're going to love it when you get it in your hands.
Because let's talk about the quality of the box just on its own. Like, first of all, it's a very well-made box. It's very sturdy. It is made of it's like a cardboard, but it's super thick and durable. It's not like what you would find with a German box set.
Right.
But the best thing about it, besides the fact that it has its own original artwork on the box itself, is it's the same super buttery, beautiful texture that the books are.
Exactly.
Like, we talk all the time about, like, books that have that buttery texture. We'll say, oh, it's a matte finish, but not quite the buttery texture. Or it's a glossy finish. I prefer the buttery texture. This is
buttery throughout.
This is what we're talking about, is this type of textured book. So, I mean, it just feels, the books on their own just feel so spectacular. And you know, it's like I would just carry around this whole set with me because it's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's a work of art in its own right.
All of it. Yeah. Like, even if you're not into Harry Potter, the art in itself, the box art, the books, all of it are wonderful.
It's just absolutely gorgeous. And what else is cool about it is it's not that huge of a set. Like, I would say
that was what I was going to ask next, is like, what, because I just got the tie set. How would you compare it to the tie set in terms of size?
It's not as big.
It's not as tall. It might be like as wide as the tie set.
But they're shorter.
The tie set, I feel like the books are narrow.
Shorter.
But, yeah, they're shorter, but like, no, I think you would be okay. I think it's just like an average sized set.
Smaller than a typical German box set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are always
I'm looking
massive.
looking at the German rainbow set here, and I'm like, whoa.
It's smaller than that for sure.
Definitely smaller than that. So
you'd pay extra for that bag on your flight.
Oh boy.
But yeah,
you would be just fine with these.
It fits on the shelf very well.
Yeah, they're perfect. They really are. Everything about them is absolutely perfect. The cover art, the texture of the book, the size of these books, just everything about them is awesome.
I get vibes of the German anniversary books when I look at these. And I know they're not the same, but just in terms of the intricacy of the design around the actual art. And like, that's the last thing I'm going to say about this is every inch of these books, it seems, has so much detail put into it that you could really look at all of it. Like, you look at the front, you look at the spine, you look at the back.
100%.
They're just great books. It's not like they just put a picture on the front and said, hey, here's a new image. They really thought about the whole presentation of every single book in this series, and they put them together in one set. So, yeah, I mean, I said it again. I'm buying this set.
Yeah, we gotta find it for you.
You gotta find me one.
Yep, but we'll find it.
Man, like, this is just quality in terms of Harry Potter art. I haven't seen like unique cover art like this since the original books came out, really, in terms of the scenes they chose and such. So yeah, wow, just really, really spectacular. So again, QVC episode, I will be buying this set. I hope we convince someone else out here to buy the set too, because if you like Harry Potter, even if you don't collect translations, check this out. It's really outstanding.
It's, like I said, it's my number one favorite box set out of everything on my shelves. And the last box set that we talked about is one of my absolute favorites. I love the Brian Selznick box set so much. And it's so, like, I have such sentimental attachment to that box set. But this has everything that I could ever want in a Harry Potter book, except for the fact that it's not in English and I can't read it. Oh, wait, I can tell you the one downside. The chapter art inside is not done by the same illustrator. It's Mary Grandpré.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that like I would have
Interesting.
loved to have seen his chapter art, but honestly his work might have been like too intricate for chapter art.
Possibly. And I agree with Melanie. This is my favorite box set. We've talked at length.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with it.
Well, that's good news because like I just got the tie one, and I think that's my favorite box set. I know.
But then this one will
And
come and
so-
it'll be your new favorite box set.
I know. So it'll be my favorite for like what, a month and a half, and then I'll get this other one in the mail. But no, I think the French one is still my favorite one. I think it's so cool just because it's so small, and I really like the art on it. I think it's just personal preference, total subjectivity of the art. I really like the French one.
Well, I will say we have another book that we have to talk about. It doesn't come in a box set, and it is our translation of the show.
All right, you guys, I'm so excited for the translation of the show. It is the Filipino edition of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, or Sorcerer's Stone, as we should say. And the title of the book is very telling. It is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the Filipino edition. Aren't we shocked? It is.
I will say-
I love that.
We are
I
jumping
have
ahead
laughed
a
at
ton
that for
here.
a
but
while.
I have too. Jumping ahead, right? This is about cover art and interpretation in the Todd scale. When I got this book in the mail after buying it, and it was not cheap, right? I was like, wait a second, this is just the English version, because I looked at the spine. And the spine is just Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's
I
Stone. I'm
know.
like, no way. Are you kidding? And I looked at the front, and very tiny, under Sorcerer's Stone, under the archway, in white font, is the Filipino edition. It's just like kind of snuck in there, like, oh, by the way,
This is the
isn't in
Filipino
English. And,
edition.
like, obviously, if you open it up, it's in Filipino. It's
But
not
there's
English,
no
but
title change.
like,
It is
oh,
literally Harry
nope.
Potter and the
Yep.
Sorcerer's Stone, the Filipino
It's-
edition.
Yep, it's all the English. Not even on the spine, just on the front in very, very small font, smaller than anything else except for the name of the translator, Becky Bravo,
Right.
who's on the bottom there. It's if you held this book, I don't know, 10 feet away, you wouldn't even know
You
that
would-
it was the Filipino edition.
No, you
No.
wouldn't. No. And it is published by Lempara Books. And so we'll talk about this a lot later, but it was not the best translation. Are we surprised? Anyway.
They couldn't even translate the title.
Yeah, that's-
I know.
what should we call it? I don't know, the Filipino edition.
Yeah, you know, I don't know how to say sorcerer. Let's just say Filipino.
Exactly.
Oh, goodness.
Exactly how Melanie said it.
No, oh Becky.
Some
Oh,
general
Becky
information
Bravo.
on the language. Filipino is an Austronesian language. It is the national language of the Philippines and one of the two official languages of the country alongside English. It is a standardized variety of Tagalog based on the native dialect written and spoken in Metro Manila, the national capital region, and other urban centers of the archipelago. Wow.
Archipelago.
Something that I thought was interesting.
Archipelago? Did you say, is that just a southern thing that you say archipelago?
Yeah.
Archipelago. That's what I say.
Archipelago. Oh God, is this another Vuvuzela thing?
I think you could do both, actually. Archipelago. I learned archipelago.
It's archipelago.
Archipelago.
I think it's a Caribbean. I think it can be both.
Oh no!
I honestly think it can be both.
I think one of the three of us is wrong, and it's not me nor Erik.
I've heard
It's
both,
not me!
so I'm not. I've heard archipelago. I have.
I have two.
Vuvuzela.
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 The accent.
I say, thank you, Carly. I've always called it vuvuzela, and everyone's like, no, it's vuvuzela.
It's vuvuzela.
Vuvuzela.
But I distinctly watched a lot of that 2010 World Cup. Was it 2010?
I polled.
2010 or 20,
I polled so many people. I polled everybody I knew at work about. I said, "How do you pronounce the name of the horn that would typically be played at like a sporting event? You know, the big plastic horn. What would you call?" And everyone said vuvuzela, and I'm like, "Oh my god,
Is this the Ricola horn?
no! It's like a horn that you blow. It's a big horn. It goes.
No, it's like a giant kazoo. It is 2010 in South Africa because that is when my friend Jeff got me the Prisoner of Azkaban translation in Afrikaans, which is cool. That was the weirdest, most random text I ever got from you, Melanie. It was like, hey, by the way, Erik, what do you call those plastic things that they blew in South Africa at the World Cup? And I was like, the vuvuzela. And you're like, please respond with a voice message. I was like, okay.
I know, and I think I also wrote urgent.
Urgent. I need to know now.
So I was talking with Erik before the show about how the Philippines kind of reminds me of Greenlandic, and it does because of how thick it is, and it has, it looks similar, like with the flat, like they did nothing special with it. But, it's also getting kind of hard to find. What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people say, hey, where'd you get your Philippines book? And I'm like, oh, I got it on eBay. I'm like, there aren't any. I'm like,
Yeah,
sorry.
I had gotten mine, and it's funny. Mine actually came with a postcard from the individual that got it for me.
Did you get it as a gift out of Manila? Because mine came with a postcard from a friend in Manila who found it as a, here you go, and sent it to me.
Oh, maybe we got it from the same person, because mine, it came from a Manila. It has a Manila little postcard.
Yeah,
and it's dated October 2015. And it says, here's your Filipino Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
I think we got ours from the same guy in Manila, because he found it in his shop,
Maybe.
and he was like, I want you to have the book. Shipping is $25. Pay that, and I'll send it to you. So I paid $25 for the book, which was just to get it here.
Yeah, very. I'm pretty
think
sure
it's the same.
Yep.
How
I love
special is
that the comment on the postcard said, would have been cool if they also translated the title, but oh well, smiley face.
Or the
about
last
it.
page in the book, the about the author page, it's in English.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, we just learned that
$3.94.
50% of the country it's English, like they speak in English.
Yep.
Or it's the other official language
Is English.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, also true. Yep. Which is, I think, why they didn't do any more books in Filipino.
Yeah.
That, and I heard the translation wasn't that great. But it is, I would say it's a see it, buy it book.
Yeah, rarity, I would say
yeah.
probably is like a 4, like a 3+.
Oh, yeah, I would say 4 plus.
I would go full out 4 on this.
I'd go
4.
full out 4 plus here
4.
because I haven't had anybody knowingly find one in at least a year.
I mean, I also feel like I don't know too many people that have been trying to find one.
I've had a few actually message me on Instagram asking where they can find one and so on, and that they haven't had any luck in the Philippines. So I would say it's definitely see it by a book.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Do either of you know, do they still print this book?
No, they haven't printed it in a while.
Okay.
The translation was pulled off of the bookshelves and returned to the publisher for, I think it was too bad. That was my understanding.
Oh, wow.
So this is probably not the best translation.
Interesting.
So value, I don't know.
Well-
I don't have a good handle on the value of the book because I haven't seen one for sale in the open market for a while, so I can't give it a value. I would not be surprised though if it were set to sell around $3.50 to $4.
You
Wow.
could say any number, and I would say okay, because
Yeah.
I
Well, if
probably
it's the only one in the
spent
market
about
and there's 8 people
100
who need it, it could honestly go as high as anybody wants to pay.
Well, exactly. And like we've talked about a bunch of times, shipping is a huge factor in the book cost for translation collectors. So I think I spent about $100 on this on eBay 4 years ago, 5 years ago even.
Yeah.
And shipping was a big part of that cost. And, I just figured, okay, well, let's do it. And I'm glad I did because
I don't know that there's been one.
I haven't seen a bunch of these since.
No, they're not super common. And they're not common in Manila. It's not like you can go to the Philippines and find them in bookstores. They're just not there either because they were pulled from the shelves for not being good. It's been what I've been told by several people anyway.
Right. So I would say and I think we should do an episode about this pretty soon in the future. Books that, we have the big 6 rare translations, but I mean, I think that list can be.
I think it could be expanded
almost
I agree.
at this point because of the amount of books that are really hard to get,
Well,
especially because we've had a lot of. Oh, go ahead.
The big 6 are still there, but I think more are going to be added. I would not be surprised to see Filipino on there. Had Bosnian not reprinted, Bosnian would have definitely been on there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see Valencian going the way of that either. And Galician for that matter. Galician book 1.
Or Tibetan, right?
Tibetan
I mean, like
as
books
well.
that just aren't in print anymore. Yeah, especially because we keep getting more and more translation collectors joining this, hunt for books, and hearing feedback from people in 2022 versus even like 2018 about finding certain translations like Filipino. Like that was kind of news to me. Like someone's like, "Man, I just cannot find the Filipino book."
Right.
Like, oh, I just typed it in on eBay and bought it in like 2018.
I mean, we were bound to hit this point at some point, like
of course
we all started collecting. Like I know Carly started collecting like a bit before me, but we were on kind of the same timeline when in our collecting journey, which collecting just the first book of book 1, we ended that years ago at this point, and now there are people that are like, oh, I always wanted to collect Harry Potter books in different languages, and they're just starting out. And even in just starting out, they might have half of the books that we talk about, but trying to get just that other half is so hard. Whereas for us, it was like just trying to get the last 10 was hard.
Right.
Now it's like that list of difficult and endangered books are so difficult to find.
Yep.
Right. Well, and you two are both probably 2 years maybe ahead of me, maybe a year and a half. I don't know. And like you guys and Peter were kind of around the same timeline too. But even like a year and a half to 2 years from when you finished your books to when I was trying to finish the books, there was a huge, supply and demand issue there also. And that was years ago. So
yeah,
now I guess it's even
it's
more than
even
ever.
worse. Yeah,
like
it's even more pronounced.
Yeah, so like Filipino, like Carly just said, see it, buy it book. If you can find one, I wouldn't tell you a good price or a bad price. Just buy it.
Just buy it.
Find one.
Yeah. So what do we think of the smell of the book?
All right.
Oh, I love the smell.
Mine just smelled like acceptable. It was okay.
I get like a different, this is so funny. I get like a different smell, like if I stick my nose in it versus if like I waft the pages. Like if I do this, Freddie, listen. That probably sounded really good in my mind. But
Are you doing the approved 8th grade chemistry waft?
No, it's not that one. I mean, like if you take the book and you like have all of the pages,
you flick the
open,
pages all at once.
Yeah, I feel like that gives you a different smell than the actual smell of the book. I don't know. I would just give it an acceptable.
Mine
To me,
smells like old
crazy.
antique store.
Yeah, it's just nothing super.
Yeah,
to write home about.
It's an acceptable for me.
Mm-hmm.
I really like mine. I'm giving it an E.
Fabulous.
Well,
I really
you do that.
I don't.
You're entitled to your opinion.
I'm doing it. I am. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
You're so welcome.
Size and proportions. For me, this book reminds me a lot of Greenlandic in size and proportions. And that bothered me a little.
bricky,
Actually, it bothered me because I had
brickish.
Filipino before I had Greenlandic, and I would look at my shelves longingly because I'd seen Greenlandic in person already. And I'd look at my shelves longingly and wish it were a Greenlandic, and it just wasn't.
No.
But it's thick and
Um,
tall, and it's very similar in proportions to Greenlandic, for those who don't know.
Yeah, I would say, I don't know, I would give it I'd probably just lean toward an acceptable for
Yeah.
nothing really stands out. I feel like it's just it's good.
It's acceptable.
It definitely is
works.
it's
not
bricky,
poor.
which is kind of nice. No. So I'll
But it's
say
not
acceptable
exceeds
for it.
expectations, so I'd just say acceptable.
Man, I was really toying with the poor, but I guess I'm going with the acceptable. It's
Peer
fine.
pressure.
It's very fine.
It's very fine. Exactly.
Very fine.
And
Which is
how does the book
an
feel in your
A.
hands? I mean,
Not amazing.
for me, it's weighty, but it doesn't open easily to read, right? It's bound very tightly. It doesn't, I mean, if you're going to open it at all, you're going to crack the spine or the cover, crease something. And that, I like books that are easier to read and more like approachable. So for me, again, this is just an acceptable.
Yeah, I'm between an acceptable and exceeds expectations. You know what it is I agree with everything. I'm going to say acceptable because I agree with everything that you said about how it flops open. If I were to actually read this book, I don't think I would enjoy the experience too much. And I feel like I would cause a lot of damage to the book just trying to read it.
Right.
But if I'm just standing here holding the book in my hand,
Yeah, it's fine.
it's not bad. It's fine. Yeah, I'll say acceptable. Acceptable.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Acceptable. I guess it's
I'm going poor with this. I don't like it
You
very
just
much.
don't like it at all.
I feel like I am the dissenting opinion of this edition. If I was just thinking if someone handed this to me and it was the English version and said, "Hey, read this book," I'd be like, "Oh, this book? Really?" Mine's very, very slippery. It's very shiny.
Same.
It's very stiff. My spine is already creased.
Oh,
so when
it's
I
been
open
read.
mine, the way the cover flops open, the spine is flat, but the cover kind of folds over on the front and the back.
That's not what you want.
So it really doesn't kind of hold well. Well, when you're reading it, the cover is a different. Kind of spacing than the actual pages. So I don't know. I just don't like it as well. I don't think it's
poor
held
works
up
for
after
you.
one or two reads. So I'm giving it a poor. But that's my opinion.
So cover
Which,
art
again, you're entitled to.
Exactly.
I am entitled to because I am a host on this show along with you two ladies. So I am entitled to my opinion.
And cover art interpretation, I have to say I'm not wowed by it. Everything's flat.
Was that the quality? We didn't talk about the quality.
I thought we kind of did. The quality was poor.
No, we have to give.
Oh.
We have to. Okay, well, our
That was-
opinions also matter.
I'm not.
Yeah, feels in your
Sorry, I
hands was a
jumped the gun,
poor.
I jumped the
But
gun.
let's talk about the
So
quality.
actually,
I'm like, Johnny has a graph. We have to tell him all the
We have a-
letters.
we have a spreadsheet. We have to fill it out.
so the quality of the book, actually really going into it, I don't mind it so much. The cover itself is a nice, thick, soft cover. The paper doesn't yellow because it's been around a while, and my paper at least is not yellow. And it doesn't, if you were to crease the pages, I don't feel like the page creases would fall off. So it's not exceedingly dry. And the ink has not faded. So I feel like the quality for a soft cover isn't too bad. I don't have pages falling out of the glue. I don't have any kind of spine lean. I don't have any kind of decay. So I don't have an issue with actually the quality of the book, but I'm not going to say exceeds expectations. I'm just going to say acceptable.
I have a big crease in one of the corners of my cover, and that is only because the cover is so stiff that if you actually do bend it, you get a crease line.
It's going to crease.
It's going to crease. So, again, if you were to just hand me this book and say, hey, what do you think? I wouldn't think very highly of it. So, unfortunately, I'm also giving the overall quality a poor.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like we have this spectrum of a scale, and something has to fall in the less than acceptable range. And when I compare this to the other books in the collection, I don't think it's as good as a lot of the other ones that we've given an A or an E to. So I have to give it a P for quality.
P for me. I totally agree with everything that you just said about how we rate the books and how I feel about this book. I also would give it a P for poor.
Okay. And I was an A. And now we're on to cover art and interpretation of cover art. For me, it doesn't do anything special. It's just Mere Grand Prix. So
poor.
Like between an A and a P. Also. Like P plus.
My cover's it's not translated. So
it's literally the same cover, except it's not even that good because
it's shiny, but they didn't even bother to like raise it or make it foily or anything like that.
Exactly. It's just yellow. You know,
it's not as good as my paperback Philosopher's Stone from a few years ago that someone gave me with the raised gold letters on the front that are shiny. No. That says the extraordinary national bestseller. Like, it's not even as good as that. So, man, I'm giving it a poor also. It's just, I wish they would have done a little bit more.
I agree.
Yeah. Poor.
So I will say, along with everything else, I'll say probably unacceptable. It does what it's supposed to. It's Mere Grand Prix art. But beyond that, it's nothing special. It's acceptably poor. There you go.
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't think this means that we think the Grand Prix art is poor.
No, we love Grand Prix and we love Grand Prix art.
We love Grand Prix art. It just, boy, I wish we could do something a little bit more with
Well, it's not flashy. They didn't do anything. It's just Grand Prix art. Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. That's Filipino. How about that?
I think we did it, you guys.
Filipino. So
no matter the quality, we are glad that we all have this book because
oh gosh, I wouldn't want to find it again. I have to tell you, I'm glad I own it.
Oh, seriously, I agree.
And to the person who gave it to me, I'm not knocking the gift. Like, I appreciate you tremendously.
Oh, I need this book.
Right.
I'm so happy to have this.
Kind.
I think by this point, any listener that has listened to our shows knows that even though we don't think a book is particularly made well, doesn't mean we don't appreciate every single square inch of this book.
Exactly. And but I just had to point that out because it was so kind, right?
Every single
everything
page
given
of this
to
beautiful
me,
book.
I appreciate. Exactly.
Every millimeter of this book. No, I'm kidding.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
But maybe.
All right.
So all that appreciation is gonna go right back into how much we appreciate everyone that listens to our podcast, because with all of that, that's all we have time for today. If you want to get in touch with us, you can find us on Instagram. You can find Carly at All the Pretty Books. You can find Erik at Nocturne Erik. Melanie, that's me. This is me reading the notes as Carly would read the notes. I'm Melanie.
I'm Melanie.
Melanie, you can find me at the Harry Potter collection. And you can also find this podcast specifically at Dialogue Alley Podcast on Instagram. And that's where you're going to find pictures and all that jazz. Any pictures that you're looking for that you don't see on our Instagram, you can find at either Carly's website, which is alltheprettybooks.net, or my website, which is theharrypottercollection.com. And if you are thoroughly enjoying this podcast, you are absolutely welcome to support us on Patreon. You do that by subscribing at www.patreon.com/dialoguealley. And with that, you get access to bonus content. You get access to our Discord, which has so many resources for where to find these Harry Potter books. And it's great because if we don't have an answer to something, someone on our Discord typically does.
I think my favorite thing is that people post pictures of a book and they're like, hey, what's this? And there are some things that I'm like, I don't know. I've never seen that before. And that's amazing.
Or you could post something that says, urgent request, please send an audio recording of how you pronounce archipelago, because...
Or vuvuzela.
Or vuvuzela.
Because we need this now.
Because it's important things that you need to know. Something else that I'm just going to leave right here in this little announcement section is like a little secret teaser announcement that, one thing we're going to say is that we're starting to wrap up season 2 of this podcast, because today is season 2, episode 24, which is pretty wild. But we're wrapping up this season because we've got some really special, really awesome, amazing news that's coming your way. And I think that that's all I'm going to say about it. What do you think? Do you guys have anything else to say about it?
I think that's fair. I think we'll probably let the people in the Discord know the special news before everyone else. But we'll definitely post an update with some special news.
Yeah. It's
for people to listen to.
It's something that we are so incredibly stoked about. And we just can't wait to share it with everyone. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Yeah. Okay.
I will accept guesses in the form of Discord posts. I don't know. But we're so excited to just bring you content that we're super passionate about and keep doing so.
I will say also, we have bonus episodes. If you like this and you're like, I just want more, and I want more about Melanie's visit to the New York Harry Potter store, well, we can fulfill that need because we have bonus episodes available if you subscribe to our Patreon at a certain tier. So we have bonus episodes for you. And I think Carly's got a bonus episode coming out in a few weeks, maybe a week or two, Carly?
Working on it right now.
Yeah. So that'll be exciting too. And we do regularly post bonus episodes for our Discord members too. So
hold up. You just said regularly.
Yeah, that's wrong. So I know that's wrong. That's very wrong.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Okay.
So just so you guys know, yes, we put out all of this extra content, all of this extra stuff, but do not feel pressured to join us on Patreon. It is totally okay if you just want to support us by listening to our podcast. And a bonus way that you could support us is if you leave us a written review, because that helps us spread the word and it helps us figure out, if you guys like what we're doing. So that would be super great. We love the feedback. But as for this episode, it is now time to walk back through the archway and into your daily lives, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.